We're going to do the defenseman now. For the cheese list. This list will be longer than the goalies because, as I showed you, we'll shift over here to the projections. He's properly made the adjustment. Which is good for him. His rankings still suck, but he's properly made the adjustment in terms of, hey, let's not go absolutely fucking banana land for these goalies. Okay, so the defenseman. No defenseman's ranked inside, or Yossi's one defenseman's ranked in the top 10. No problem with Yossi. Let's keep going. 3 total defensemen ranked in the top 20, and then you add Makar, Dahlin, no problems with that. And then you keep going, and here's target number 1. I just think 38th overall for Noah Dobson, and then that's what? That's, hold on. That would be defenseman 4. Yeah, so that's the 4th overall defenseman. Defenseman 4. Yeah, I just think that's high. If you're telling me Noah Dobson is the 4th best defenseman in the league, I'm just not going to get on board with that. Look, he had a great year last year. He had 60 assists, 70 points. I'm going to take the under on all of this. I just think if I'm picking 38th, there's just other guys that I'm going to pick here. You know what I mean? I can scroll and in this range, there's just other guys that I'm going to take here. And if we go to Noah Dobson, look, he's a young player that should be getting better. He's the 12th pick in the draft, right? We understand all of this. It's a matter of this dude went from 49 points, 51 points to 70. And a lot of it had to do with power play assists, right? Go to power play assists. Here it is. He goes from 14 to 23. It makes a huge difference. And then 5 on 5, 28 to 19. That's your gap right there. That's your gap. Anything different shorthanded? No, not really. See, right? So picked up more power play assists, picked up more 5 from 5 assists. I just don't like the Islanders. Plain and simple. Again, Bouchard picks up assists because he plays with McDavid and Draisaitl. Who is doing that on this Islanders team? I don't know. They're the most boring team in the fucking league. Here's your power play. Okay, cool. Yeah, Horvat, Barzell, Brock Nelson. This team's just not good. I don't know who needs to hear this. And clearly he's going to evolve into the alpha of the Islanders decor. We got all of that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy here. Who the hell is excited about this Islanders team? Let's just go to the defense. Let's just go to the defense here. I'm picking him ahead of fucking McDavid's power play guy. I'm picking him ahead of Hedman. I'm picking him. Quinn Hughes had 92 points last year. Which is way better than even his career high out of nowhere season. I think that's outrageous. I think that's outrageous for Dobson. I really do. And if you're telling me I got to pick him 38th overall, I think you're on crack. And it would be one thing if Noah Dobson played for the Oilers, or if he played for the Canucks, or if he played for the Dallas Stars. He plays for the Islanders. And that's a hard no for me. Next. Don't have to scroll too long here. We're going with Dougie Hamilton, and we'll just go back to the all players. And I believe I should have this memorized now. He's early 50s overall, right? 53rd overall. Okay, so last year, 16 points in 20 games is pretty good. I don't think 60 points in 76 games is outrageous. I just would be kind of concerned here. I'm not saying don't pick Dougie Hamilton. That's not what I'm saying. I think there's a very real chance Dougie Hamilton bounces back and becomes a solid rock star defenseman in terms of fantasy. But coming off the injury, this is my main concern. This would be my main concern. So if we just go to, we'll just go to the D. We'll just go back to the D. Okay, so here's the real problem. 53rd overall. So I'm passing on premium goal scoring like Keller, DeBrincat, Aho. I'm passing on other defensemen. I'm passing on Stützle. Okay, I'm not willing to do that, but you're asking to pass on a lot of good forwards. Beyond that point, are you sure that it's not Luke Hughes? Because I wouldn't be so sure that he's not the guy. I'm not saying there isn't room for both of them, but clearly this is a young player who's really good offensively. 25 points on the power play last year when Dougie Hamilton went down. Look, he's still young, still super, super young. I'm just coming off the injury. Are we positive that Luke Hughes won't be the power play quarterback? Are we positive? I don't know how you could be, because he performed well in the power play last year. So, and again, if I want Dougie Hamilton, I have to make him the 7th best defenseman. I have to pick him inside the top 50. And I'm not even sure he's the best defenseman on his own team. Coming off the injury, he's getting older. We just go to Dougie Hamilton. He's 31 now, and I'm not saying he's over the cliff. I'm not saying he's going to suck. I am not saying that. I'm not saying that. But if we just go to his points, okay, so that previous year in Jersey, it's 74 points, which was crazy and a total outlier from anything he's ever done. If you want him in fantasy, he has to do this to make it worth your while. I'm not saying it's impossible. If he gets 74 points again, Chinese farmer, maybe. I wouldn't say that's impossible. It's a Devils team that's on the rise. I think that's very possible. But he's never shown that he's ever done this in any other season. And now Luke Hughes is coming. Here comes Luke Hughes. And Luke Hughes is hurt. He's hurt right now. He's going to miss the start of the year. But basically, his first full year, he had 47 points. His first full year, 47 points. Dougie Hamilton's never done that. Once. How many times has he had 47 points? Twice. He's had 47 points twice. I got a young kid who just did that in his first NHL season. Why am I picking Dougie Hamilton this high? I think that's a mistake. I think that's a gross mistake, and I'm not going to agree with that. Okay, next. Go back, because I want to show you overall rank versus defenseman rank. So we're going to flip back and forth a bunch of times here. And hopefully I'm making coherent sense to the point where you understand why I think the way that I do, and I've shown you all the evidence and the fact that I've never lost. I'm still 4 for 4. Every single year that I've played fantasy hockey, I've won every single year. Next on the list. How you ranking Weegar this high? How you ranking Weegar this high? How you ranking Weegar this high? 59 overall? I'm going to take him ahead of Adam Fox? Adam Fox had 73 points last year. Weegar at 52. Well, okay. Sure, pal. I got to take him ahead of Stützle? I'm taking him in the same range as Quinn Hughes? No. No. So if we just go to Weegar, that Weegar ranking is brain dead. That Weegar ranking is fucking brain dead. By the way, love the real life player. Love the real life player of Weegar. He's so underrated and fantastic defensively. This was his career high season. 52 points. That's the best he's ever done. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that elevated role, go to his power play stuff. I mean, this is the difference. 15 points on the power play. You take away those 15 points on the power play, that gets him right back to 40, 30 range. That was the difference. I'm showing you what the difference was. I'm showing you. Here's his power play. He has never done that in any other year. By the way, this is like a 30-year-old defenseman, just like an out of nowhere breakout season. But here's the real problem with his ranking. This is the real problem with his ranking. He could get traded at any moment. September 3rd, this report came out from David Pagnotta. The Flames are shopping Anderson, they're shopping Weegar, they're shopping Kadri. Which they should. They're in total rebuild mode. They should. They're in total rebuild mode. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Right now, Weegar has value because he plays for the Flames. And he only has value if he's the top power play guy, which I think it's probably Rasmus Anderson if the season starts today. Be that as it may. He only has value right now if he picks up more power play points by being the top guy in the Flames. If he gets traded, he's not playing power play. Like if the Avalanche pick him up, that's Makar's job. Like if he gets traded, my point is, if he gets traded to a contender, that stuff all goes away because now he's the third guy in the D-corps, which he's a fucking fantastic third defenseman. I'm not arguing against Weegar the talent. He's a good player. But this is fantasy, and you need guys that pick up points, and he's not picking up points. If the Flames, like, I don't know who would trade for him, right? Who knows? Like, but the Flames are earned teardown mode. That shit's coming. Maybe they trade Anderson and Weegar stays. That's probably your best case scenario. I mean, I guess that could happen, but like, let's just go through here. I don't know. Let's say, I don't know. Let's say LA Kings pick him up in a trade, or let's say the Leafs pick him up in a trade. Well, Morgan Riley's the power play guy. Drew Doughty's the power play guy. Like wherever he gets traded, he's not taking on that role. So if we go back to the rankings, this is comical. It just goes to show how fucking stupid this guy is. Why would I fucking pass on Aho to take Weegar? You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing here? Like, look at some of this. Jesper Bratt had 83 points. What are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? You know what I mean? You know how many power play points Nugent Hopkins is picking up? Dumb. Incredibly dumb. Incredibly dumb. So do not pick Weegar that high. Do not. Next. We don't have to scroll that much further down. Mike Matheson. So he's 69 on the D rank. He's 69 overall. On the D rank, he is 14. He's not the 14th best defenseman in the league. Not even close. There's no way he's the 14th. You're telling me he's better than Heiskanen? No. And here's a perfect example. Rasmus Anderson is 23rd on the D rank. He's 13 spots lower than Weegar. That's a mistake. That's a huge mistake. I don't know what he's looking at. Let's just go to Mike Matheson here. Let's just go to Mike Matheson, share the tab. Okay, so Mike Matheson is really a nobody. He's really a nobody. Let's just go through it. 17 points, 27 points, 27 points, 20 points, 16 points, 31 points, 34 points, 62. Where the fuck did that come from? I'll show you where it came from. Here you go. He got the power play job. We're sure that's going to stick because he's a nobody. He's been a nobody his whole career. He's been a nobody his whole career. So again, you're asking to pick him ahead of Carlson, to pick him ahead of Faber, who's on the rise. Like Sander, no. That's insane to me. How are you ranking him ahead of all these guys? He should be like defenseman 35. And by the way, like, okay, let's go to it. Canadians, lines. Okay. And at any time he could lose that power play job. I mean, that's not just his, you know? For now it's his. But he like, here's my question. That could go to Lane Hudson tomorrow. That could go to Lane Hudson tomorrow. That could go to Caden Gooley tomorrow. Those are the two guys that would probably get it. But I mean, we're talking mid-season. He could lose his job. Young player on the rise. Here's a young player on the rise, 22 years old. Young player on the rise, 18 points, 22 points. Caden Gooley could be the guy that has a breakout year. Lane Hudson. Here's a young player. He's 158. You put Lane Hudson on your team to be the puck mover. Like, it could be Lane Hudson's job. You know what I mean? So, if you pick Mike Matheson that high, you're picking in nobody who you hope continues to keep his job with young players on the rise that could easily steal his job. By the way, that's also, we're talking about the Canadians. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but it's not like the Canadians are good. Have the Canadians made the playoffs or done anything over the last couple of years? No. So we're talking about picking a nobody who's done nothing his whole career, who finally got a power play job, who could easily lose that job while playing for a team that's really not that good. But I guess he's the 14th best defenseman in the league. Makes no fucking sense, and we continue to humiliate this guy every single year. But you wonder why I win every year. Don't be a jackass and pick Mike Matheson. Please don't do that. Next on the list, Trouba. We got 3 more to do, by the way, including Trouba. I mean, the guy just doesn't pick up points. So he's ranked defenseman 17, which is outrageous. Totally outrageous. And if you want Trouba, I mean, to me, this is a joke. If you want Trouba, where's Trouba? So Fox is ranked 60. And Trouba is ranked 81. That gap is way too small. It should be Fox is ranked like 40 and Trouba's ranked like 150. That's how it should be ranked. If we just go to Trouba's numbers. His Corsi rating was terrible. He's declining. The Rangers tried to get rid of him, by the way. He had 22 points last year. Like, this guy who had 50 points, he's gone. He's never coming back. You're never going to see that again. If we go to the power play stuff, a 0. A total 0. You're not getting any power play stuff out of him. So what's the upside here? I got 22 points. I have to hope and pray that he blocks a bunch of shots, which he will. He'll block shots, but these numbers have never been like here's a perfect example. Alec Martinez blocks shots. I'm not getting 244 block shot or 206 block shots, or I'm not getting 168 block shots, 182. I'm not getting those numbers. You see these block shot numbers like 206, 200. I'm not getting those numbers out of Trouba. They've never been there. Now, I get kind of close. 190. If I get 196, it's not bad, right? But I've never really consistently gotten. I've never really consistently gotten over 200 blocks. I've never gotten over 200 blocks. Alec Martinez has done it a bunch of times, and nobody picks Alec Martinez high except for the one year that John Allen ranked Alec Martinez 6th overall, which was the most comical thing of all time. But that was 2 years ago, and we kicked his ass like we do every single year. But okay, look at Keandre Miller is going to pass him. I don't know who needs to hear this, but here it comes. Here comes Keandre Miller. Here he comes. 43 points the year before, 30 points the year before. By the way, and he's going to be the second power play guy. So we got no power play time for Trouba. None. I'm hoping and praying that he blocks shots. And now the Rangers try to get rid of him. Trying to trade Trouba to the Red Wings, but he blocked the trade. I don't know what you want me to tell you. We're talking about a guy that is declining. They tried to get rid of him. Gets no power play time and had 22 points last year. But if you want Jacob Trouba, you got to pick him. If you want Jacob Trouba, you got to pick him 81st overall and one of the top defensemen in the league. That's crackhead material. That's like here's a perfect example of how stupid this fucking guy is. He had 129 shots on goal in 2024. Now he's projecting him to get 199. Based on what evidence? You know what I mean? Based on what evidence is he picking up 70 more shots on net? Based on zero evidence. based on zero evidence. The next guy on the list is right below him, and that's Brandon Montour. So he missed a bunch of time last year, had 33 points in 66 games. You mark that out to a full healthy season. Maybe he's 45 points. Sean Allen's projecting him at 55 points, 82 overall, and on the D list, D18. I think that's wrong. I think that's totally wrong. I think that's outrageous. I think that's a crackhead ranking. By the way, here's Adam Larson. Where the fuck is Vince Dunn? Can we? Where is Vince Dunn? Did I pass him? Where's Vince Dunn? I had to have passed him. There's no. Where the fuck is Vince Dunn? There's just no way. There's just no reason the gap between Montour and Vince Dunn should be the moon. Because that's wrong. Where is Vince Dunn? Oh, 35. Okay. So let's just go to the Kraken lines. So Vince Dunn is D35 and Montour is D18. No. Look, maybe Montour will get this job. Maybe he will. But I see no reason why Vince Dunn shouldn't keep the job. Maybe Montour will get the job. Maybe he will. But if we just go to Vince Dunn last year and the year before, Vince Dunn has been their power play guy. What reason do we have to give this job away? Like, why are we getting rid of Vince Dunn here? Vince Dunn, 64 points the year before, and that was the year I had him. I didn't have him last. I had him this year, and he had 64 points. Then he goes for 46 points. Why am I pulling in 59 games, by the way? 46 points in 59 games, 64 points in it. Who's to say Vince Dunn isn't the better defenseman? Who's to say? By the way, that's while playing for Seattle. What's Montour done? He's had one good year. One. One good year. He's never cracked 40 points in any other season. Never. Never cracked 40 points in any other season. And by the way, he had a career high ice time of 24 minutes the year that he did that. By the way, that's while playing for the Panthers. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Sasha Barkov does not play for the Kraken, and Matthew Tkachuk does not play for the Kraken, and Sam Reinhart does not play for the Kraken. Okay. Okay. Look, man, I'm just going to go on record for this. We'll see how this turns out. Here's my prediction. That Montour contract will go down as one of the worst that was signed in the summer. It will be a total disaster, and Vince Dunn will probably be the defenseman that you want. And maybe he will. Maybe he will outdo Vince Dunn. But by how much? Even if we get the best version of Montour. Okay, let's go to this. Okay, goals scored, Kraken. Right, here we go. Club statistics. Let's pull this up. Even if I get the best version of Montour, which I guess could happen. Their top goal scorer, McCann, had 29. Bjorkstrand had 20. The next highest point leader was Vince Dunn. Nobody scores goals on this team. I had 2 guys in the whole team score 20. 2. Eberle, 17. Tolvanen, 16. Beniers, 15. Who's scoring goals on this team that Montour's picking up the cheap assists? Nobody. And by the way, Vince Dunn had a +8 rating. Team high. Team high. Best mark on the team. Vince Dunn had a +8. Nobody had. Nobody was close to that. Except for Larson, who was his D partner. Nobody. So I just think you're a complete and utter fucking crackhead if you're gonna pick Brandon Montour that high. Well, you smoke crack. Please don't do that. Don't smoke crack and lose. We got one more to do, and this one hurts my soul a little bit, but I think it's a little unnecessary. Pietrangelo. I just think the ranking is a little too high. I think they've totally botched how the decor is going to look in Vegas, and I watch all the games. I think I watched 78 Vegas games last year or something like that. I love Pietrangelo. He's the number 1 defenseman. He's got 2 cups. He's a fantastic defenseman. He's going into the Hall of Fame. I'm not disputing any of that. And I would love to have Pietrangelo on my fantasy hockey team. Would love to. But I'm not willing to pick him inside the top 100 to do it. So he's the 22nd ranked D, 1 spot below Heiskanen, which is wrong, but okay. And then if we just go to like all players, he's top 100. He is the one. I'm making the cheese list top 100 only. Cheese list is top 100 only. Okay, so if we go to, there he is, 100. So last year he had 33 points. If we go to this, hold on. So he's ranked 100th. If we go to his stat line, 33 points last year, but he did miss some games. He did miss some games. And by the way, I'm not saying don't draft Pietrangelo. I'm just saying maybe don't take him inside the top 100. Because here's the sad truth. This is the defenseman that you want. 12 points in 19 games for Vegas as soon as the trade happened. He had 47 total points. Is 48 for Hannafin's going like this. And he's not just going like this. He's going like this. This guy took over the power play. 5 points, 19 games. I think that number's going up. If we go to Pietrangelo, what are his power play numbers? He had 9 points on the power play last year. If I have Pietrangelo, I need him to have 18, 19, 20, 15. 9's not going to cut it. And by the way, he's going to be working on the second power play because it's going to be Hanifin. If I'm ranking the Vegas D guys that I want in terms of just Vegas D guys that I want, Hanifin, Theodore, Pietrangelo. That's not how it's ranked, though. I'll show you how it's ranked. I'll show you how it's ranked. It's not ranked that way. It's ranked completely ass backwards. All right. Let's go to the D. Let's go to the Golden Knights. It should be Hanifin, Theodore, Pietrangelo. Why McNabb is ranked ahead of Theodore is laughable. He doesn't have a clue what he's watching. And it has nothing to do with McNabb, right? I like McNabb the player, but 42 points in 47 games, 26 points in 82 games. Where are you coming up with this? Like what? Where are you coming up with this? 2025 outlook, no outlook available. You didn't even have the fucking decency to rank up. Like, you didn't even put together a description for Theodore. That's disrespectful as fuck. But again, Hanifin is the guy that you're going to want. I'm not saying don't draft Pietrangelo. It hurts my soul to even say that. I love the guy. I love watching him. I just think, look, 100 overall, it's a little rich for my taste. It's a little rich for my taste. Like, there's just good players in that area. You know what I mean? Like, there's just really good players in that area. If we just go to, we'll just go to the next page. We'll just go to that page. We'll just go to that next page just to close things out here. And some of these I'm taking Pietrangelo ahead of all these guys. But like, there's just some names here that, like, you know, the more I think about it, it's not that I'd rather have Lindholm. That's just too low. I'd rather have Scheifele. I'd rather have maybe 100's not crazy. Yeah, I'd rather have Pietrangelo above all these guys. Okay, you know what we'll do? Maybe we'll phrase it like this: the ranking on Pietrangelo is fine. You're just not gonna get the value that you would picking the other Vegas defenseman. Let's go with that as the reasoning, because I guess the ranking's fine, right? He's gonna pick up. He's the number one D man. He's gonna pick up points. He's gonna pick up block shots. He's gonna do a little bit of everything. He's gonna play a ton of ice time. But the value in terms of fantasy, it's Hanifin and Theodore's criminally ranked, and then it's Pietrangelo. But you have to pick Pietrangelo first if you want him. So that's your cheese list for defensemen. Let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Open to comments as always, but just remember, and I can factually say this because it's the truth. Nobody's better at this than me. I showed you the record. 21-1 last year. I've reached out to different industry people. They're terrified to put me in their league. Terrified. They won't do it. So by the way, if you can tag people and say, hey, Daily Faceoff, Yahoo Sports, put this guy in your fantasy league, see what happens. They won't. We'll be back with more videos. Those are your cheese, goalies, and defensemen. Peace out, Girl Scout. We'll see you next time.